So I forgot to set the smart finish, so stand by and I'll get it reset. Hey guys, welcome back into The Average Kitchen. It's Jamie here, taking over today from Mark. He's on vacation somewhere, God knows what he's doing. Anyway, today we're gonna review the Ninja Foodi 2-basket air fryer. Dual zone technology, so it says on the box. And obviously the big part of this thing is you have the 2 baskets in front, you can cook 2 different things at the same time. Let's get into the box first, and through the magic of our video, there we go, that was quick. So here it is, the Ninja Foodi 2-basket air fryer. So now that it's out of the box, I just want to talk about some of the features that come with it. Obviously the main part of this, like I said, is the 2 baskets that it comes with. And I don't want this to sound like a sales pitch, but I'll get to the cons later. Basically, these allow you to cook 2 different things at 2 different times. You got the smart finish and the match cook. Now this is basically the whole selling point of the unit. The match cook being just what it sounds like. You can put something in each basket and it'll cook the same for the same time, the same temperature. So if you have a large batch of, say, fries, you can cook them in both baskets at the same time and you yield the same results. Smart finish, on the other hand, is something a little cooler. So say you have a whole meal or 2 different things, you set the individual time and temperature for each basket, and then when you hit smart finish, they'll actually finish at the same time, so you're eating at the same time. We're gonna run you through some tests today, or run the unit through some tests today, to show you how it performs, obviously, but also some of the times that they recommend might not add up to the real life. So we're gonna see how that goes. So let's get into that. So first I wanna mention that we're not sponsored by Ninja at all, so my parents bought this with their own money.
Still live with your parents?
The first test we're gonna do, we got some fresh chicken wings here, which we're just gonna make very basic. So referencing the book that came with the Ninja, it does mention chicken wings here. So it says for the 2 pounds of wings, which roughly is what we have here, you need a tablespoon of oil. So that's what I've got here. So I'm just gonna mix it in. And the other thing we're gonna do is some frozen fries. So I thought it might be interesting to mix a frozen meal, a frozen product with a fresh one, and sort of challenge the smart finish of this thing right off the bat. So chicken wings are ready to go in. We got the fries, of course. So we're gonna turn this thing on and get it set up for the cook. First things first, we'll go to the first basket. And of course we want to air fry. So it's gonna ask for the temperature. So in this case for, we'll say the wings, it's saying 390, which it's already set to. It gives you 2 different times if you're doing single zone or dual zone. So for dual zone, it says 43 to 47 minutes. So I'm just gonna go on the low end, just say 43 minutes, okay? And then we want for French fries, so we'll go to the second basket. So say for a pound of fries, it says 400 degrees. So what happened here?
You go air fry?
400 degrees, and that is for a dual 28 to 32 minutes. So again, I'll go on the low end, go to 28 minutes. So now we'll put our stuff in. So you can actually pull the basket right out, and I'll just put the wings right in there. Slide that back in, and take a second out. Now I should mention, while I have it out here, in the bottom of the basket, they call this the crisper tray. So some recipes will call for it, some won't. In this case, we're gonna leave it in. I think the point of it is that the air can circulate underneath the food and crisp everything a little more evenly. Although, during the cook, it's gonna tell you have to take the basket out and shake things around to make it more even as well that way. So we went crinkle cut in the last review. So I'm switching things up a bit. I know there's gonna be a couple haters on this, but I went straight cut. So we'll say, call that a pound or so. Now for the fries, it says no oil, I assume because they're already gonna be oily. So put that in and start. Oh. So I forgot to set the smart finish, so stand by and I'll get it reset. So now I've actually got it correct. So as you can see, the smart finish is actually selected this time. So what it did was it'll start the wings first because it cooks for a longer time. The fries are on hold, so it'll start automatically when it gets down to that same time. And the point of this is that they're gonna end at the same time. We're gonna check it along the way to make sure. I have a sneaky suspicion that we're gonna have to modify those times a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're ticking down to the where the fries are gonna start on their own, but I just wanted to mention, we're doing some of these tests that we thought of that most people will do with this kind of product, just to show its capabilities. And stay tuned till the end because we're gonna do kind of a special dessert in this air fryer, but we should be turning, look at that, turning over right now. So now, as you can see, timers are identical. So in theory, they will both finish the same. And just to show you the wings now, so here we are. So you can tell they're already well on their way, and we'll give that a shake. Throw that back in.
So Jamie, I noticed that the noise volume has increased. Is that as a result of the other fan kicking on?
I don't pretend to know the ins and outs of the machine on the inside, but I believe there's two fans. So there's two exhaust grills in the back here. And when we had the one going, obviously there's only one fan going, now there's two. There's two fans, so it's gotten louder. I don't know how well you can hear it on the mic. It is loud, but certainly manageable compared to other modern appliances, I think. Okay, so we got, what, 30 some seconds left. So I'm just gonna pause it to see where we're at. So I actually shook these. You saw me shaking them once or twice, but I shook them maybe 4 times, Mark, something like that.
Roughly.
So just pull it out. So here's the fries. So they're looking like not too bad. I guess it depends on how well done you like the fries. They are looking pretty good. For me, I think I'd like them a little crispier, so I'm gonna keep them in a little longer. So I'm just gonna slide that back in for a sec. And then the wings, same thing. So those probably need a few more minutes. This gives us a perfect opportunity to test out the match cook. So I'm just going to kind of reset this here. With the match cook, you basically match the time and the temperature. So obviously with these two, it recommended 2 different temperatures, but it was only 10 degrees difference. So I don't think that'll be a big deal. We'll go with the air fry, and 390 is good. And we'll go just down to 5 minutes, and then we'll hit match cook. So now boom, 5 on both, and start. Timer's going down for 5 minutes. So see you in 5 minutes. So I guess we're done. So let's check out what we got. We've got some steam coming out of the back here. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. So the fries here sound crispy. Put that on the plate.
Nice looking fries.
And you can see the mess really, obviously it's non-stick on the inside, so a little bit of crumbs, I guess, but nothing too bad there. And the wings, what do you think, Mark? I think they look pretty good. Oh, some juice there. All right, tong time. Yeah, they could probably be a bit crispier, but they're certainly cooked, I think. Again, this will be a personal preference thing. And as far as the mess goes, obviously you saw the oil coming out, so we'll have to clean that a little bit before we get going further. But so how are we here? Let's do a little bend test on the fry. Oh, wow, crispy. Try it. So you saw you put the extra 5 minutes there. So the total cook time on the fries was, say, 32.5 minutes, because I think we stopped it, 30 seconds before it was done. And the wings, a total of about 47.5. I think the fries are perfect, for my liking anyway. The wings, I'll try one in a sec so I don't burn my face off, but upon first glance, I'd probably give it a couple more minutes, but we'll see once I bite into it. All right, well, I probably didn't wait nearly long enough for this not to burn me, but cheers. Nope, well, certainly cooked. It's gonna depend on the quality of the wing you buy. It's gonna depend on your personal preference of how crispy you like it. Did this machine cook these wings to a satisfactory level? Yes. Should I have kept them in longer for my own personal preference to have them a bit crispier? Yes, but it is good. So we put the wings on for another 8 minutes just to see if we can get them a little crispier to our liking. Well, they're gonna be done in, there you go. So that's on cool, so, oh, let's turn that off. So there they are. I'll just pull them out of here. Definitely looking crispier. What do you think, Mark?
Much crispier. I see you ate the whole plate of fries, Jamie.
Well, I wish I could be accused of that, but as you've seen with both mine and Mark's gut, you make your own decision on what happened to those fries. So I'll let those cool for a minute again, and then I'm gonna try another one. Here we are again, letting the wings cool for an insufficient amount of time. So I'm sure I'm gonna burn myself here, but here we go. Yeah.
Hot?
So as I breathe fire here, they are crispier. And like I mentioned, personal preference earlier, definitely more to my preference, and I think I can speak for Mark, that the crispier, the better. So definitely a success with the frozen fries and fresh wings. So we're gonna move on now to frozen chicken nuggets and fresh fries. Like I said, our next test is the hand-cut fries. So we already got them cut. Of course, I did it all myself, no help from Mark. And it calls for 1/2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, which is quite a big range. So we decided we're just gonna do 2 and then see how it goes from there. 1, 2, so just mix that up. And just for transparency, so we drained the oil from the wings out of this basket, but we didn't actually clean it. So we're just gonna see how that goes, because I think if you're making different batches of things, that's sort of a realistic situation in real life. So I think those are coated, so I'll just throw that in there for now. And then we got our beautiful pub style chicken nuggets. Got it, knew I would. Might as well do them all, I guess. Try not to get all the crumbs.
Big basket of nuggies.
Oh yeah. If we consult our trusty book here, go to the frozen section. Chicken nuggets, 1 box, 12 ounces. I don't know, is that 12 ounces? Is no oil and $3.90 for 21 minutes. So because of the cook time for our last batch, we had to go overtime. We're gonna start on the max level. So hopefully we learned something there. We'll throw those in. Get the book over here so I don't make a mistake again. So we got Smart Finish, air fry, 400 for 40 minutes. $3.90 for 21 minutes.
Even.
$3.90 for 21 minutes. Start. So welcome back. We're just gonna do a little mid-cook check-in here. So I guess I'll go number 1 first. So there's those beautiful hand-cut fries. Thick cut, give those a little toss. So those are looking good. And the nuggies, well,
Whole box of them.
whole box of nuggies. A little harder to tell how good they're doing, but I assume they're doing good. Give those a shake. 10 minutes left. See you then. So we got, 20 seconds left here. So we're going to take it out. We just checked it a little while ago. We think that the fries are going to be done, and we think the nuggets won't be done. But we're going to check it here in 10 seconds, and then we'll find out. Okay, so we're on cool. You know what? I don't actually know how long it cools. So maybe we'll let it cool and then come back and tell you how long that took. So before I could even get my stopwatch out to time that, it stopped. So I'm gonna say, what, Mark, 30 seconds or less?
Max.
Okay, so let's check it out. We got our fries there, and as predicted, I mean, they certainly look good. They certainly sound crispy when I give them a shake. So there's the fries, and then we'll take a look at the wings. Switch hands here.
Those are nuggets, Jamie?
What did I say?
Wings?
Yeah, they are nuggets on closer inspection. They're still a little soft. This comes down to a personal preference thing anyway, but I think most people would want more crispy than not crispy enough. So we're gonna put those in probably for 5 more minutes and then check those out. All right, so we got some salt in the fries here, so I'm just gonna do the old fry bend test / taste test. So they're not deep fried, so it's probably not gonna snap in half like the other one did. And I can already feel it's gonna be a bit limp, shall we say, but here we go. Well, it broke, which I'm surprised at that, but still hot. Here we go. Hot, but crispy, soft on the inside, so it didn't just cook away and dry up the potato on the inside. And we're done, so on cooling again. Let's check them out. I don't think we actually have to wait for it to cool. Yeah, as you can see, definitely more on the crispy side, and I think more to our liking. So just a couple nuggets we made here, just to try.
Can you give me a quick count on how many you think you got there, Jamie?
400. As per usual, I'm gonna let that cool for a minute because that's gonna burn me for sure. Got the trusty dip ready, and then we'll do a little taste test. All right, it's nuggy time. So I'm picking right off the top, crispiest one I see. I'm a crisp guy. Into the plum sauce we go. Ready to burn. Already my fingers are almost burning, so this is gonna be a disaster. But we're just seeing how well it was cooked.
Crunch?
Actually, not as hot on the inside, thank God. Probably because they dried out with the extra cooking time. Dried out a little bit, I don't want to call them dry. But very crispy. For me, perfect. And that's all I can say about it.
So total cook time?
I don't remember. So we added, I believe, 6 minutes total. So 27 minutes total on the chicken nuggets, and we didn't add any extra cook time on the fries. So that's 40 minutes on the fries. Pretty good if you're cooking a meal. I mean, set it and forget it, shake it a couple times along the way. I think we shook this 3-4 times maybe along the way, and that's it. Turned out perfect. All right, so for the next test, we thought we would do just veggies, which at least in my experience or knowledge, Veggies aren't typically something you would cook in an air fryer, but the book is full of different veggies you can do in here. So we decided on doing some carrots and some broccoli, and we'll see how it turns out. So let's put the carrots in there, broccoli in number 2. Now it does call for some oil in here. So for the broccoli, we want 1 tablespoon. And for the carrots, also 1 tablespoon-ish.
In the spoon or on the countertop?
Very little on the countertop, mostly on the carrots. So I'll put those in. I guess I should shake them up a bit. Get them nice and coated. Put it in the right side. Same with the broccoli. Good news is only one side left. Put that in. So I'm gonna consult the book again. Where did I put each one? So for the carrots, I'm gonna go air fry, of course. For the carrots, we want 390, perfect. 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll go to 27. And for the broccoli, also 390. And we want 15 to 17 minutes. So I'm gonna go on the low end for this, because I do have some experience with some broccoli and they do cook quick. So we'll try that. Smart Finish, of course, our old friend, and start. So we got the carrots starting, broccoli holding, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so we got the whiffs of broccoli and carrot in our nostrils now, so we're just gonna check them out. The broccoli, pretty good, looking pretty good. I have to stab it with a fork, I guess, to check it, but that's looking really good. And the carrot, oh boy. Is it dehydrator or the air fryer? Trust the process. Surely those are almost done. I'll have to check them. All right, so we just checked them again. There's still 4.5 minutes left, but we think they're probably done. The broccoli's starting to crisp up, so we're gonna stop that and take them out so you can see. I'll just pour it out for you. So if you can see the edges there, they're just starting to crisp up a bit, so we don't wanna risk burning it. Make room for the carrots. You can see these certainly look cooked. Interesting texture to these carrots. I didn't expect that. I guess I gotta taste it. Probably could have done a couple more minutes. A little crispy. Carrot time. Hot. Boiling hot. Wow.
Spectators here. Still hot?
Mm-hmm. Conclusion is the carrots are cooked completely. They're good to go. Very hot. Broccoli could have used a couple more minutes, but I think the point was made here that veggies in the air fryer seem to work. So next up, I want to test this out with some mozzarella sticks. So as you know, they can be quite messy. So I want to see how they do in here, especially with the cleanup portion. So let's do that. Cooling on the mozzarella sticks. So let's pull them and see how they turned out. Oh boy, we got a mess as predicted, which is why I wanted to see how the cleanup procedure would go for these. So
we use tongs and just dump it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just a big cheesy mess. So there's what we're left with. So you can see there's some cheese underneath. That's fun. And some cheese stuck in there. So we're gonna see how that cleans up. I guess I have to try these. Gonna let them cool. Okay, well, we waited a whole 5 seconds, so I'm sure they'll be nice and cool now. Okay, already burning my hand into the marinara that came with it. This is gonna hurt. Not bad. Tastes great. It's crispy. There's basically no cheese left. Probably all melted on the bottom of that thing. But crispy, I mean, it's great. So let's see how it cleans up though. All right, so I let this cool a little bit. So you can see some of the kind of leftover cheese in there. So I just wanted to see how easily it cleans out. So I just have a paper towel. I'm just gonna do some wiping here, and already, like right away, just gets loose and comes out. So if I pull this out, hopefully I don't burn my hand. See a nice oily, cheesy mess in there, which is exactly what I predicted. So if I just can see, just wiping it, it's all just coming right off. So really no issues with cleaning this thing. I'll just get the rest of that out and then we'll move on to the big surprise dessert. So for the big finale, we're gonna make an air fried donut from Ninja's. This is the quick start guide that comes with the fryer. And Mark, if you can get a little shot there of the air fried donut recipe that it comes with. So I'm gonna be following this to the letter, okay? So first we got the country biscuits, Pillsbury. I think this is really just gonna show how well it cooks country biscuits from Pillsbury, but we're gonna make a donut. So I'm gonna open this up. Oh yeah. So get these out onto the cutting board. So there should be 10 in here. And we got the trusty, I don't know where this came from, but the trusty donut hole cutter. So we're going to cut. Now what's the trick here? Okay, look at that. So I'll come back to you in a sec when these are all done. All right, last donut here. They've all gone fairly smoothly, as you can see, and we're left with 10 donut holes as well. So now, as per the instructions, we're going to load these bad boys into the air fryer. It does say to make sure the crisper plate is down here, so it's already there. Since we have 10, I'll try and put 5 on each side. There we go. In it goes. And we want this to be on air fry, surprisingly. There is, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, you got air broil, air fry, roast, reheat, dehydrate, and bake. I don't know what the rest of them do. This is an air fryer. I can't imagine using the other ones. Even for this, making a donut, they still want an air fry and not a bake. So what do I know? So it's gonna be air fry, 360 degrees. And that's gonna be for 10 minutes. We want match cook on this one, so both sides do the same thing. And start. All right, so the donuts slash biscuits are just finishing up here. As you can see, I have the rest of my ingredients here. Just a little bit of melted butter and just a pinch of cinnamon sugar that these donuts are gonna go in. So as soon as they come out, oh, they're on cool here, so I think we're good. Now look at that. Now, does that look like a donut or does that look like a donut?
More like a bagel?
Yeah, there's some bagel to it. So I'll take these out of here. Well, they look the same in both sides, so I guess that's a good sign. Before I just start dipping, put these donut holes in. That hurt. Now, as per the instructions, I'm to dip each one of these in this beautiful butter and then in the cinnamon sugar. Coat both sides. Oh yeah. Mark, what do you think?
Looks good.
Okay, there's one. All right, donut holes, or as we call them in Canada, Timbits, I guess, are good to go. Take them out there. Oh yeah, does that ever look good? Just separate a couple of them, but it's all right. Okay, we'll get these buttered and sugared. Donut holes ready, regular donuts ready, nothing left but to taste it. So I think I have a couple taste testers that are gonna come in here and help me. So you guys get first pick. Okay, cheers. Let's eat it over this because it's gonna be a disaster.
Oh my god. Really good. Amazing.
It tastes like a blast of cinnamon sugar with some dough in the middle, which I guess is pretty much what it is. I think that was a big success. So let's clean this out of the way and then we'll wrap this thing up. Let's wrap this thing up on the Ninja Dual Zone air fryer. I just want to talk about some of the pros and cons. So I think some of the pros would be obviously the sort of main feature of this thing is the smart finish, where you can put something in one basket, something in a different thing in the other basket, and it finishes at the same time. Of course, as you go on, I think this feature will get better and better because you can learn the exact cooking times for different things that you will cook. So you can say, this thing will take 30 minutes, this thing will take 20 minutes, and you know it'll be done right at the end. Another advantage is, of course, the size of the baskets. So when we did the chicken nuggets, we put the whole bag in. We actually counted them after. There's 30 nuggets in there, and there's still room for me to toss them around. So if that's not big enough, I don't know what's gonna be big enough, depending on the size of your family, I guess. Of course, the fact that there's 2 baskets is a pro. So you can cook 2 different things at the same time. You don't have to wait for one thing to be done, switch it out and keep that warm somehow where you go on to the next thing. Another pro I really like is the cleaning. This thing is super easy to clean. I put it in my dishwasher and basically I just take this, I take the crisper tray out and I put the whole drawer with the crisper tray into the dishwasher and it comes out great. Of course, the non-stick surface on the inside helps with that. As for the price of this thing, I just looked on Amazon right now, at least in Canada, it was on for $175. So I think that's pretty reasonable for a unit like this. A brand like Ninja, you'd expect it to be well made, good quality, and which it certainly is. It's a bit big, but that's all relative. I think that you would know what you're getting, especially if you were to see it in the store, you'd see the size of the box. But otherwise, I think if you're getting a small appliance like that, you expect there to be some size to it because you have to store it somewhere. Now let's move on to the cons. So there are a couple of cons with this. First and foremost, I think, would be the fact that when you pull the drawers out to check on the food, to toss them or whatever, the time doesn't pause. Now, the only reason that's a con is because we've looked at other Ninjas here in the average kitchen and they do pause when you open a lid or open a door or whatever. It seems to pause on its own. I'm nitpicking a bit because there is the pause button, so if you're that worried about it, you could just hit the pause button before you do it. So another con I didn't like was that you could have the whole drawer out, for example, and I could plug this right in and start it up. And then technically you could just put your hand in and burn yourself on the element on the inside. There's no kind of safety to that. It seems like a bit of a risk. On the other hand, what can they do? I mean, I don't know what the solution to that would be. So you could put your hand on a hot stove too. So I'm just nitpicking with that as well. And the last con, I think, just like the neighbor right now, it's a bit noisy. So I don't know if you picked it up in the microphone or not, but when we had the both zones going at once, it does get a bit loud in here. But again, if you're cooking, do you really expect it to be whisper quiet? I don't think so. I think that does it for pros and cons. Now I want to talk about who this is for. So if you're somebody that just wants an air fryer where you can put a pile of stuff inside and you know, mix it around like I did, like anything frozen basically, I think this is fantastic. If you're someone who likes making sort of homemade, maybe chicken strips where you bread it yourself and all that kind of stuff, you can do that. You can put it on the bottom of the crisper tray, but then you're limited with how many you can make. Alternatively, you can buy separate racks that you can put inside these. Now, I didn't buy those, but you can have racks in there, so that would take care of that problem. So I think if you're looking for just an air fryer, not an air fryer and a pressure cooker, not an air fryer and a toaster oven, if you're just looking for an air fryer with some versatility, I think this is the one for you. Thank you again to my parents, by the way, for buying this thing. It was a gift. They gave it to me, so I'm not just using my parents' air fryer, but thanks again to them.
So you don't live with your parents?
I moved out last week. Thanks for asking, Mark. And thanks to you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.